Good morning, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in to another watch list brought to you by FTX. If you don't have an FTX account, then feel free to use the link in the description below and you'll receive 10% off your trading fees. Also, if you like the content that myself, Craig and Lou have been doing, then please like, share and subscribe, and enjoy every Monday, Tuesday and Thursday for full market scans and watch lists. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. So it looks like we're just hovering above this $20,000 mark, which, doesn't come as a huge surprise. We were watching that mark for a breakout, a little bit more evident on this 4-hour time frame where we did find some support. We broke through, I think it was Saturday afternoon here in Australia. And it looks like we've just retraced that whole move and now we're just back finding support. So what we'd love to see is another push higher, Bitcoin to find this as new support and push higher. Failing that, we could definitely move lower and continue down to 15k, 12.5k or something like that. So there isn't too much for us at the moment on Bitcoin. It's still, in my opinion, it is still overdue a pullback back into those daily moving averages. We haven't had that yet. We haven't had a nice pullback actually for the past 2 weeks almost. So I would say it's overdue, but this is crypto. Anything is possible, and we could definitely see a further sell-off. Ethereum is similar to Bitcoin. We did see a big sell-off. We found support at around the $1,000 mark. Did manage to break out of that $1,000 mark, but then retraced the entire move, and now we're just floating above. So unfortunately, there's no real trend on Ethereum. Again, it does need a pullback into those moving averages on the daily, and the 4-hour, there's just no trend, and the 1-hour as well, completely sideways. So nothing there for us on Bitcoin or Ethereum at this stage. CRV is one that we are watching. It was the 2-hour. We're hoping for a nice pullback into that cradle zone with a nice small bullish candle. It doesn't look like we've got that just yet, but it is trending. We've got a higher high and a higher low, and the 4-hour backs it up. So it is in the list just to keep an eye on. I understand that it's not the strongest 4-hour trend, but we'll see what happens with CRV throughout the day. Good morning, Bobby. When damp. I do not know what that means. And good morning, Daniel. Link. Let's have a look. The daily is sideways. We've got a higher low, but we haven't broken the previous high. So in my books, that's a sideways market on the daily, but we can look lower at the 4-hour. We've got a nice trend forming, and the 2-hour is where I'm watching a nice pullback. We did get that candle there. I wouldn't, take a trade on that candle, and a deeper pullback into that cradle zone on that 2-hour time frame is what I'm watching on Link. But yeah, nothing there at the moment. Looks has had a absolute tear of a move over the past few days. It's looking really bullish. The daily has overshot that cradle zone, which is a good sign for this contract. So what I'm watching is this 2-hour time frame. We've got a nice trend forming, and the 4 as well. We just need to push a little bit higher and then go through that pullback on the 2-hour time frame. That may set up something this afternoon, if not tomorrow, but it is one of the few that's got a nice trend. I would suggest reducing that risk just due to the nature of the market and how bearish it has been. Litecoin, I've got that in the list for a level. It has pulled back into the daily cradle zone. We did get a bearish candle there. I didn't take that trade because it is divergent, and some could argue that is a new high low. So it's ruled out for a daily short, but like I said, the 1-hour and the 2-hour time frame, probably the 2-hour, we've got a nice level forming there on Litecoin. So if we do see some further selling off down into that level, a break and retest might be something to keep an eye out for. I understand that it's shorting into a $50 round number, but we look to the left and it doesn't look like it's interacted very well with that $50 mark. Maybe here, but not really anywhere else. So I'm not too concerned about that $50 round number. Maker, let's have a look at the daily. So we did get a nice pullback into that daily cradle zone. Unfortunately, that didn't close bearish enough for me. That's more indecisive. But that doesn't mean that if we do see some further selling off, we can't stalk these lower time frames for cradle trades. We don't really have anything yet, but it is in the list for the reason that it's pulled back into that daily cradle zone. And yeah, if we do see some further selling off, I'd definitely want to know about it. Now, Ren has pulled back into that daily cradle zone. We don't have a bearish candle there just yet. It's this 2 hour and the 4 hour time frame. We just need a little bit of a deeper pullback on this 2 hour time frame with a bearish, bullish candle there in the cradle zone. I understand that it is against the daily trend, so depending on your trading plan, you may want to consider this, or if in your trading plan you say that you don't trade against the daily trend, then sit this one out. But if it does set up, I definitely want to know about it. And finally, Zcash. Again, on the daily, we did pull back. We've got a nice bearish candle there. It wasn't deep enough for me, so I didn't raise orders on that. But again, if we do see some further selling off, then there's no reason we can't watch these lower time frames. And it looks like we may have a bit of a trend forming here on the 2. No, not just yet. So yeah, I'll be stalking the 1 hour time frame. I don't tend to trade anything less than the 1 hour unless the market is moving quite quickly. We don't have that just yet. So that's the list for today from me. Anyone that's in the Slack group, myself and Craig will keep you guys updated if anything comes up. Thoughts on a big bullish move before another big dump? Look, it's definitely possible. Definitely possible. What that will do is people will see this $20,000 mark. They may think, you know what, support's been found. This is the bottom, and they take long positions, maybe margin long positions as well. And the people with all the money that make these markets, they may see that as an opportunity to sell, short, cancel all these, margin call all these margin long positions, and pick up a bargain when Bitcoin drops. So it's definitely possible. Again, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can just read these charts and pick trends, which is what we do as trend traders. So in my honest opinion, I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another almost a capitulation event, a big sell-off before moving higher. I'm not convinced that this is the bottom just yet. Dawn. Let's have a look at Dawn for you, Bobby. Low liquidity, you say? So we have a look at the daily. Right, so the daily sideways, that's chop. Have a look at this 4 hour time frame. Bit of a level forming there. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. 1, 2, 3 touches. It does need a lot more work. I wouldn't go any lower. They're pretty far apart. It would be the 4 and the 8 hour time frame to keep an eye on. Where's this on at the daily? Yeah, look, it's trading against the daily time frame. I mean, in my experience, most of my breakouts work better with the daily trend in a pullback, similar to what I said on Litecoin, where they've pulled back into that daily cradle zone, and then you're focusing on a breakout to move in the same direction as the daily. So this trade, for example, you're taking a breakout trade in the direction for it to pull back into the daily cradle. So what could happen is you get a fake out and you get entered in and stopped out. So I probably wouldn't take a breakout on this trade. It would be a break and retest in which you need a nice trend, and you just don't have that at the moment. So I'd probably sit Dawn out if that was me. Yeah, well, there you go. You don't trade against the daily trend. So I think that's a good rule to have, especially for someone like you in your position on what's just happened. Focus on those daily timeframes. Don't trade against that. Trading those lower timeframes against daily trends is, yeah, it's a bit of a risky move, and you can get caught up doing silly things. But yeah, thanks guys. That's the list that I'm keeping an eye on for today. Litecoin I think is my pick at the moment. It does need a bit more work to build down into that level. So yeah, nothing really at the moment. But yeah, Litecoin's probably the one that may set up soon. Too easy guys. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you again on Thursday.